see that we've got a leader in the boss who gives us a lot of good information too.
Sounds a bit hoarse there as well, doesn't he, Jason Steele? Brighton beating Manchester United, ending their 31-game unbeaten record at Old Trafford. Mark Scott joins us now. He's on commentary for Match of the Day. How much did Brighton deserve that this afternoon, Mark?
100% they did, Kelly. I'm a bit hoarse after all of the action that we had there this afternoon. They were great value for the victory. They could and really should have won by more. Onana made a series of really good saves at 3-1 down to prevent further embarrassment for Manchester United. But this is all about Brighton. There'll be a lot of headlines about Man United losing, like you say, for the first time at home in a year, and all of the off-field noise that's going on about them at the moment. But this was Brighton's day. It was a tactical masterclass from Roberto De Zerbi. The first 15 minutes, as you just heard from Jason Steele, the Brighton keeper there in that interview, United were the better team. They were on top. They had a couple of half chances. But after that, Brighton took charge of it. De Zerbi seemed to know exactly what he was doing. He got Danny Welbeck to drop off. They created an overload in midfield. And Erik ten Hag didn't really seem to have an answer to the way that Brighton were getting that carousel football flowing. And they just had authority throughout the game after that first 15 minutes or so. So I think hats off to them. 6 changes, as we heard. Incredible that they look so fluid. Everyone knew their job so well. And Roberto De Zerbi's stock continues to rise, as do Brighton up the table. 3-1 they won. But if it had been by more, it wouldn't have been undeserved.
Mark, what was the atmosphere like in the stadium? Were the fans feeling optimistic at the start of the game and then it sort of fell away, or did they think, oh no, here we go again?
No, absolutely, Dion. They started with real positivity, and as I say, that first 15 minutes they were on top, and they thought maybe they were going to be in for the kind of day that they'd hoped for. But when Brighton started to dictate the play, they dominated possession. One of their goals, they had possession unbroken for a minute and a half or so, and the frustration was creeping in. It reached a crescendo, really, when Erik ten Hag decided to take Rasmus Højlund off and bring on Anthony Martial instead. There were big boos from the home fans then, also at full-time as well, but mainly for that decision, and a sense of frustration, really, as well as heading for the exit doors when Brighton got their 3rd goal. So a day that started well, but then rapidly unravelled.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mark Scott, there on commentary for Match of the Day and keeping us up to date on final score as well. Anita, it's been a difficult week for Manchester United off the pitch, and this certainly won't help this afternoon. As Mark said, they started brightly.
Yeah, they did start brightly, and obviously there's a lot of off-field issues going on at the club, and you wonder how much that permeates within the dressing room and the team, and how much the players are aware of that. But I think today Brighton were overall the better team, and they had more. They could answer more of those questions on the pitch. They tactically could adapt and change during the game and swing momentum in their favour. But they had the quality when it really mattered.
At the moment, you could put Brighton up against anybody, and I think you could put City in that as well. And we're not going to be surprised anymore at the performances that they're giving, down to the manager and the quality of players that he has. Players that are going out of world-class quality, managers are going out world-class quality, and they still churn out performances like this away at Manchester United at Old Trafford. Convincing winners.
I'll tell you what, we'll talk a little bit more about Brighton later in the programme, but now let's focus on a comeback win for Tottenham.